It's February 1st, 2021, and it's time for Channing and Friends. Disturbing controversy, a number of women have sounded off on Armie Hammer's alleged fantasies and behavior, including one saying that he's a cannibal. Details are ahead. Then, normalizing self-care during a pandemic, some of the best tips to make sure you're putting yourself first. And she's a person who wears many hats. Julia Darling is here to talk about chasing her dreams and the projects she's been up to. So, let's talk about it. Hello and welcome to Channing and Friends, everyone. It is Monday, the 1st of February, 2021, and we've got a great show for you today. Hello, Michael and Spence.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
We are back. We took last week off. I was under the weather with COVID. I'm still continuing to recover, and now we've just learned that our Michael is now diagnosed with COVID, so wishing you all the best, Michael.
Thank you.
It's been a rough couple of weeks, rough start to the year, rather, right?
Yes, which means the rest of it is going to be splendid.
That's right. That's right. It better be looking up. It better be looking up. So wishing both of us a speedy recovery. Spence, we're glad that you are safe and don't get sick. You don't want this.
I mean, I'll do my best. I'll do my best.
All right, you guys. Well, it's time to talk about what's new and noteworthy today. And we're talking about actor Armie Hammer. He's in the news. Did you guys hear about this? He's been under intense scrutiny after multiple women have come forward claiming he's shared his desire for twisted fantasies, including one alleged admission from him on social media that he is, quote, 100% a cannibal. He has denied the claims, but more women are breaking their silence, including his wife and another woman who said she believes he, quote, has a desire to hurt women. So what do you guys have to say about this? This is insane. Michael, we'll start with you.
Never did I think I'd hear that Armie Hammer was allegedly a cannibal or had a desire to hurt women even. I think it's disgusting. I think it's vile. Of course, these are some really crazy claims. I know a lot of fans of his will probably jump on the bandwagon to defend him and be like, they're lying. I don't believe they're lying. I think these are, first of all, I never believe that we should victim shame at all. But if someone was going to lie or someone was going to accuse him, I think this would be something absurd to lie about. I don't think these are false accusations. I hope he loses his privileges and gets the help he needs if these things are true. Because if so, it's very disturbing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously echo everything you said. It's super gross. It's disturbing. It's bizarre. It's a lot of things. And I hope it's not true for, just for the world's sake, that a prominent actor is not a really disgusting, gross person. And I don't know. I mean, it's a bummer for sure because I feel like I'm not alone, and I really liked Armie Hammer. When the Batman role became vacant after Ben Affleck left it, he was my choice. And I like Robert Pattinson now in the role too, but I wanted Armie Hammer in that. I was always a big fan of his. I feel like he never got his big due in Hollywood. He was always kind of underrated. But if this is true, then to heck with all that. He doesn't deserve any of the accolades. And Michael, that's a good thing you said. I hope he gets the help he needs, because from my understanding, he hasn't done any of the things. It's just been statements. I don't know. Who knows what more to come out?
Michael really made a good point before we came on the show. What person would lie about this?
Yeah.
I feel like that would be a little bit of an extreme. And I mean, we've seen in the past couple of years the Me Too movement, more and more men are being exposed. So I really hope that it isn't true, but if it is, that's insane. And he definitely needs to get rid of all of his privileges, everything that he has. He needs to be punished for that, and he needs to do time for that. So, I think it's extremely disturbing. It's disgusting. Michael, you said this, like, we've already seen it all in 2021, and we're only, now a month in. Like, it's crazy. So I think that there will be more to come with this story for sure, because like you said, Spence, we only have just heard things that have been said by people allegedly, but we haven't heard anything from him, Armie Hammer himself. So definitely something to follow, this story. All right, well, we want to bring in Jamie Nalbandyan for today's Motivational Mondays.
Mm-hmm. That's right. So, Jamie, what do you have for us today?
Okay, so it's the end of January. We're going into February. We're going into springtime and all the stuff that's happening around us. We need to talk about some self-care, my friends.
Ooh, I love it.
I love it.
We need to talk about this because it is so important for us to maintain ourselves so we can be the best versions of ourselves for everyone else around us. So I want to talk right now about like why it's so important. We're stressed out of our minds. Our health is like being, hit upside the door, like everywhere we look. And we just came after the holidays, we're rolling into the spring holidays, and we need to talk about like taking care of us first. So it's totally important for you to be the best version of yourself. And that's the number one reason. I say, because I'm a mom, if mama ain't happy, no one else is. And so we need to do that for ourselves. Right? Am I right?
Yeah. Yes, you were so right.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Definitely. So tips on self-care, because this is so wide open and each person does self-care in very different ways and very different times, just on our schedules. The first one to really represent is your physical self-care. Physical is where it starts, in my opinion. And I believe that we all, like walking, taking a bubble bath, taking a nap, it's all physical, what we're doing to our bodies first and foremost. Then we can hit up on the mental note of it. So for starters, we need to start with that physical and then the mental. So physical can mean, like I said, taking a bubble bath, taking a nap, using a face mask, taking an extra long shower. It doesn't have to be huge. Maybe you pop onto Amazon.
Yeah.
Maybe you pop onto Amazon and you just spend a quick $50. I mean, like, literally, who hasn't done it?
Yeah.
But then it's our mental, okay? And it's like taking time to go inside our heads for a little bit and, just like practice self-breathing or like put on aromatherapy and just like take some time, close your eyes and just like be in yourself. That can be a great self-care.
So good.
So, and then you need to identify, like first and foremost, identify what you need to do for you. And it could look different every day. A Monday self-care routine could be totally different than a Friday self-care routine. And that's okay. So I just like to say, be open, change your mindset a little bit from time to time, mix it up per month. January, I love doing like face masks, and like February, I'm not gonna lie, I like eating chocolate in bed and eating those stupid little like conversational hearts.
You know what I feel like we've been doing the same thing, because I've been addicted, before COVID, because now I can't taste or smell anything, but those Ghirardelli, remember like at Disney, you'd walk through Ghirardelli and they give you those chocolates afterwards?
Yes.
Don't do this right now.
Yes. And then you get the sourdough bread and you've got your sweet and your sour.
Yes.
You did it.
Yeah, she did it. She went there.
You have to.
I love it.
Yeah. So, your February, we're going into February. Your March could look a little different as the weather's getting better. I mean, honestly, we can even just, do it at the beach. Us Southern Californians are so lucky that we can just like kind of like go outside for, the rest of the world. And then another one, my last one on this, learn to say no. Self-care is all about the no. So you're saying no to people wanting stuff from you is totally self-care.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You can't do everything. You can't be everywhere. And God knows the year has shown us that we need to take a step back and really take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, wow. So good.
That being said, that was quick and short and to the point, but I really want to know, you guys, what is your favorite self-care routines? Because we're all different, and I've voiced some of mine, so I want to know your guilty pleasures.
Okay, so I'll go first. I'll keep it short and sweet.
Yes.
But I have to say, I used to be very much into this, like probably right before college, and then I kind of got out of it. But you mentioned face masks, and there's this one from Kiehl's that I loved so much. It was a clay mask. So I think I'm going to go to the store when I'm all better and I'm negative for COVID. I'm going to go and get that and just indulge.
I love that.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go next.
Yeah, Michael, go for it.
I have mentioned this before, but I love candles. I am an olfactophile. Like, I love scents and smelling things. Yes. And then I also am like getting into perfumes. Like, I will spray my bed with a certain scent. I'll spray myself, not for anyone because I can't leave now. You know,
Right.
I'm here. But I like to just kind of smell myself, or like when I'm wearing throughout the day. It just makes certain scents make me really happy. And then I'm getting into yoga. So I'm not very good, but I'm doing it's on an app. So
that's okay. That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm excited about it.
All right, last but not least.
I really like going for long walks. Sometimes I go for many a day. When I have some time, I like to get out of the house, especially like right now.
That
And
is important.
get some fresh air, the sun, and also I play guitar, and that's kind of when I vibe out. And like you were talking about, kind of mental and kind of just letting yourself be.
Yes.
It just fell over.
Now,
But
I challenge all three of you to try something that the other one has talked about.
Okay. Ooh, I like that.
I'll take up guitar. I think that's
Ooh, Michael.
I've always
like
been
lessons.
I've always been into yoga, but I've always seen it from afar, and I'm like, oh, that looks interesting, but I've never done it. So I would probably be interested in doing that.
All right,
I would
Spencer,
also be interested in yoga.
You got to do a face mask. We got to see
Okay,
it.
I'll do a face mask.
I love this. I want to do all three of them. I mean, I probably can't play guitar at all. But
Yeah, guitar can't do. Oh my goodness, this is so good. Jamie, you're literally the best. I always feel so inspired and motivated when you come on the show.
I want you guys to take care of yourselves. It's so good. And it's going to prepare you for all the motivation stuff that I got coming at you this year. So
can't wait.
Get your stuff going.
Yes. All right, you guys. Well, that is Jamie Nalbandyan. Please go follow her, get her book if you want to get more of these wonderful motivational tips and inspiring tips.
Coming up next, Julia Darling is here. We'll be right back.
For information about our show and to stay connected, visit channingreed.com/Channing and Friends. Click on the Episodes tab and never miss out on the conversation.
Welcome back, everyone. Our next guest on the show is a journalist, published author, host of our Instagram live show, Darling Live, and a dear friend of mine.
That's right, and she recently moved and started a blog across the country to trace her dreams. So please welcome our friend Julia Darling. Hi, Julia.
Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh my goodness, we're so glad to have you.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Yeah, I moved to New York about 3 weeks ago, so just kind of.
Yes, you did.
And yeah, so I'm super excited to be here.
So, honestly, Julia, moving across the country during a pandemic would probably be enough to scare most people out of the idea. At least it would for me. So for our viewers that don't know, why did you move to New York when you did?
Yeah, absolutely. So for as long as I can remember, living in New York has been a dream of mine. Every single time I visited, it felt like there was something in me that made me want to stay there for longer. And I never could explain it, but I always felt drawn to New York City. And with 2020 ending the way it did, I did end up, being affected by Disney layoffs and kind of at a loss of like what I wanted to do next. I had graduated college. I no longer had a reason to really stay in Southern California, and I kind of took it as an opportunity to tap into other dreams that I've had and start 2021 on a good note.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it is. So since moving, you launched a blog called A Darling in NYC. So what inspired you to start it?
Yeah, absolutely. So previously, before the pandemic, I was a journalist contributing to different news sites. With COVID, it's caused a pause in a lot of red carpet events that I would normally cover. So there was something in me that really wanted to create an outlet where I'd be able to publish my own content. And a lot of people were asking me questions about how I moved to New York and what that process has been like. So I thought this would be a great opportunity to start a blog and hopefully encourage other people to make their dreams come to life as well.
Yeah, Julia, you are such an inspiration, and I talked about this a little bit with you on Darling Live. But yes, I commend you so much for chasing after your dreams. I feel like sometimes it's hard for people, even myself, to want to do that during a time right now when it's just so hard. So you are amazing, and you are also an amazing writer, of course, with your blog, and the fact that you're a 6-time published author. So I want to know, do you have any authors or journalists that are role models to you?
Ooh, I love that question. Also, thank you all so much for your kind words. They really mean a lot to me. So thank you so much. One of my favorite authors is Bob Goff. I actually kind of came on his work by surprise. One of my friends recommended his book, Love Does. And he's had such a storied life. He was a lawyer. He created his own nonprofit. He now does like motivational speaking. And I remember reading that book and was like, I want to have a storied life like Bob has had. And his goal is just to like really love and unconditionally accept other people. And for me, I was just really inspired by that and just the way that he finds the story in everything.
Wow. That's amazing. So let's talk about your show right here on Instagram called Darling Live. You started it when the pandemic began. So where did you get the idea to create that type of a platform?
Yeah, absolutely. I cannot believe it's almost been a year since the beginning of Darling Live.
I
Like,
know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy.
what is the concept of time anymore? Like
Literally.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, got me there.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, so I was inspired to start Darling Live because when quarantine first started, I'm not really good with having free time on my hands. Like I don't know what to do with myself. So when a lot of these red carpets were switching to only virtual events and a lot of events were getting canceled, I wanted to create an outlet for people to be able to talk about what they're passionate about in a digital way. So bringing on my friends to talk about what they care about and what they're passionate about. And that's kind of how Darling Live started. And we've been going pretty much ever since.
So good. I'm a
So
huge
cool.
fan.
Yes,
Yes,
me
sir.
too. I remember how nervous I was like a year ago when you asked me to be on. I was like, oh God, what am I going to say? But it's been really cool to kind of watch it take off. So I have to ask, who would be your dream guest on Darling Live besides me again?
Of course, all of you. You all were like at the very beginning of Darling Live, which is so cool to like, it's like one of those full circle moments. For me, I think one of my dream guests would be, this is like really dreaming big here, but like Dolly Parton. I love her
Yes.
so much.
Yes, absolutely.
We love Dolly.
We love Dolly.
Exactly. She's a music legend. She's helping with like COVID-19 vaccine research. Like, I would just love to talk to her.
She is amazing. And I know we talked about, was it, oh my gosh, I'm blanking. Was it Diane Sawyer? Who? No, it was, what's her name? Barbara Walters.
Yeah.
We talked about her. Yes. That would be so fun. And I just remember like when you started it and you asked me to come on, I was just like Spence. I was very nervous. I was like, oh, what am I going to do? Like, I got to get my scripts right and everything. But it's been so fun. And there's been so many people that you've been able to come on. And kind of like what I said on the show, like you have been able to connect so many people during this time. Because quite honestly, by you doing Darling Live, it inspired me to start Channing and Friends. And I'm sure it inspired a lot of other people to start things and to kind of tackle on some of the projects or hobbies that they've always wanted to do and maybe never had the time to. So that is so cool. Julia, please keep us updated on everything that you're up to in New York. I've already seen your stories and everything, and I'm like, oh, I wish I was there. Maybe not right now because it's too cold. But later on, when it warms up.
Springtime, we're taking on New York City.
Yes, you guys,
Let's
I think
do
we
it.
should bring, I think we should take the show on a little field trip. to New
Channing
York
and
City.
Friends takes Manhattan.
Yeah.
I think we should. I don't see why not. We could
Yeah.
do it. The sky's the limit, right?
Absolutely.
Well, of course, once I get better and once Michael gets better.
Yes.
And we all get vaccinated too. That's another thing. But all right, you guys. Well, that is our friend, Julia Darling. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much. This was so fun. So thank you all.
You could follow her show on Instagram at darling.live and subscribe to her blog, A Darling in NYC, by going to www.darlinginnyc.com. We'll be right back. Thanks again, Julia.
Thank you.
another fun show in the books today, you guys.
It was. We want to thank our friend Julia Darling for coming on the show and talking about her new blog and, of course, her Instagram show.
And as always, to our friend Jamie Nalbandyan for giving us helpful tips and our Motivational Monday segment.
Yes, remember you can always catch us on IGTV and YouTube. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time.